Here are things I want to see in Daredevil Born Again. Let's get the most obvious one out of the way, Daredevil's logo. I don't know why it's taking this long for the MCU's Daredevil to get a costume with his logo. I want to see Charlie Cox get the double Ds. I like the new costume, I love how vibrant it is, but the chest just feels so naked without the logo. I hope the new show also maintains the semi-grounded street-level tone of the Netflix show, because Daredevil is a street-level character, but sometimes he goes to the edge of fantastical. This is a small thing, but the intro in the Netflix show was just so good and iconic. I hope for Born Again, it's practically the same thing, but a little more revamped, kind of like what they did with X-Men 97. I also want this show to pay respect to the comics and find a way to incorporate some of the comic stories into the MCU, but I feel like that's a given, because the directors were consuming a lot of Daredevil content and they're a huge fan of Frank Miller's run. I want the classic Daredevil action back, but since Daredevil's getting a Marvel budget now, I want to see him be more acrobatic too, and I want to see him swing around the city with his clubs. And I think that's also a given because they brought back the same stunt and fight coordinator from the Netflix show. I want to see some good villains. We're getting Kingpin, Bullseye, and now Muse. Hopefully the Hand somehow returns, and I would also love to see Mr. Fear. I want them to show Matt Murdock's dual life as a lawyer and a vigilante along with his supporting cast Karen and Foggy, but I also want them to show how he tries to balance it. I also want them to preserve the dark and mature storytelling like we got with Netflix that worked extremely well, and I also want them to further expand on the dynamics between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk. And now that Daredevil is officially canon to the MCU, I want to see his world slowly bleed into the greater universe. Like, give us more references to the greater universe and some cameos. I also would love to see them bring back the Defenders. Similar to X-Men 97, Marvel is bringing back a beloved show and now has a lot to live up to, but the stakes are a lot higher because Daredevil is arguably the best superhero show of all time, so a lot's riding on this. They cannot mess this up.